Welcome to the Win-Win Evangelism Podcast. My name's Tina Waldrom from Evangelism in Australia. You know, every week I love bringing my 30 plus years of experience and teaching in this space of evangelism. Every conversation is here to help you and your church reach the world around you. Every week in the show notes, there's discussion questions that can help you and your small group, your church, however you want to engage, to really dive deeper. Today, I've got a very exciting conversation. We're exploring a fresh way that people are meeting Jesus through gaming. Yes, through gaming. My guest is Theo, who's a 21-year-old guy from Brizzy, Australia. He's the founder of Theos Ministry. The whole thing started when Theo was recovering from surgery, and streaming games has now grown into a thriving online community where lots of young adults are connecting, playing and exploring the Bible together. So in this episode, you're going to hear about Theos Ministry, how it began, the impact it's having on gamers worldwide, and how we can get involved reaching people online ourselves, whether that's through prayer, volunteering or supporting this exciting digital mission. There's lots of opportunities. Welcome to you, Theo.
Thank you. I'm blessed to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. It's really cool.
It is so great to have you along, Theo. Now, I want you to take us back to the beginning. You were recovering from surgery, gaming from home, and somehow that turns into this thriving online ministry. So how did the first spark happen, basically, and when did you realize God was doing something?
I just had an operation and I was stuck at home. I couldn't really move or do anything. And I was watching TV and playing games all day pretty much. And I thought, this is so fruitless. There was no productivity there. And I was like, well, how can I actually do something about it? And I thought, well, why can't I just talk about God with the people that I'm playing with? And so that's what I did. I started doing Bible studies in between different matches in the games, and people would come in and chat with me about it. It was great. And we just always had a few people coming back to dig into the Bible and ask more questions. And yeah, that's how it started. And now it's grown into this whole community that runs their own Bible studies and plays their own games together. And it's really cool.
It's very, very cool. It's amazing to hear. But what I want to know is, I interview a lot of people in this space, and not everybody has this natural bent to go, I'm just going to start talking about God in whatever sphere of influence. Do you have a passion for outreach that was already burning? What's the background here?
I think I've always loved God. I always have loved helping people find God and discipling them into becoming more kingdom builders, I guess. It's just natural for me to want to talk about God. In the same way, I just when I get home from a long day of work, I just want to sit down and have a game for half an hour. You know, when I go and meet someone new, I just want to chat to them about God and see how they're going. And I guess it's natural kind of outreach part about me. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. I'm totally hooked on who you are, Theo. I love that, because all of us listening to this right now can think, it doesn't matter what world I'm in. You know, whether I'm at work, uni, when I come home and I'm gaming, wherever I am as a mum, a dad, a student, I can be thinking more about how I can talk about God and my faith in those settings. What did you actually say? Give me an example. So I'm just trying to get this, because to be honest, I've got a son that's into gaming. Okay, so what did you actually say? You're just chatting away with people, and then what?
There's a lot of really good metaphors in video games. You'd be astonished how many there are. You could play a game like Fortnite that's very well known nowadays, and it's a game where you all land on an island and you fight each other, and the last person standing wins the victory. Sometimes I just start by saying, do you ever find yourself just struggling to get that win? And boom, that's already a conversation started to go, well, in real life, we face these trials, we face these struggles that we may have, but through Jesus, we've already been granted that victory over death, over sin and the punishment of our sin. And so it's a conversation started already there. And there's metaphors in every game, every aspect of every game. And even if you couldn't find a metaphor, it's really easy to just press pause on the game and just pull out the Bible and start reading. It's much more easier than you might think to bring Jesus up in conversation with like about gaming or in between games. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. I love you. I love you. So we talk a lot on this show about having conversations with people. And personally, I find that relatively easy, but I'm very much wired that way like you. But it's just fascinating to see you're translating that into the gaming world. So finding the segues, so to speak, of how that you have those conversations, you do that very well. What do people say? Tell me some of the responses of what people actually do.
Some people just pretend it's a normal Bible study because I guess, well, that's what it is. And they just ask questions like, if God is real, why is there evil in the world? It's natural conversation. Other people think it's a bit of a joke. It's like, yeah, right, he's talking about God while playing video games. Like, good on you, mate. But that's very small amount of people that think that. And so the negative comments, there's actually not that many. The positive far outweighs the negative. And we actually see people coming in and those real discussions, they ask their own questions and then they get answers and they bring them over to their friends that I don't even talk to. And then they bring their friends back to the next conversation that we might have. And it's like, now there's two of them. And it just grows and grows and grows. But yeah, people say lots of things, from asking questions about faith to making their own metaphors about the Bible.
Right. I'm kind of laughing on the inside here, and I know that people that would listen to this episode that are parents, I'm kind of feeling like I could actually be positive about my kids gaming if they were there and they were being proactive to share their faith, rather than me saying, oh gosh, it's been so many hours, let's get off that thing. I think you're giving permission to a whole entire lot of parents to encourage their teenagers, encourage their young adults.
Yeah, I actually don't. That's not what I want to be doing. I think if you could go out in real life and go for a walk, I would much prefer you go for a walk and, spend some time with God than tuning into a video game with me. What I'm there for is the people who are already on those platforms, the people who do it without me there. I'm just trying to bring a positive influence and kind of teach people that everything that you do can be about God. But if people are on their Xbox or their computers for multiple hours at a time, I would definitely say, have you read your Bible yet today? Have you actually spoken to your mom and dad or your husband or your brother or whatever it is? And I'd say, God comes first. This game is there for pleasure, but God comes first. So please don't think of this as an encouragement to hop on the game for hours on end.
I'm just laughing so much. I really appreciate that and love your heart. Love your heart. That's a very mature response. But it is also seriously a great example of what you are doing to young Christians out there, whoever they are, that are gaming. I know that you have a lot of young adults in your community, but it's a great example that you actually can be sharing your faith through the online platform. Tell us about, I know you have some great initiatives too, with people being discipled and growing in their, I guess, spiritual formation is what it is at the core. How does that look through what you're doing?
Essentially, we kind of have outreach sections of our ministry with videos and streams. And then the discipleship aspect comes into our little community that we built. And so we run biblical-based events. So everyone will hop on the game together and build the Garden of Eden in Minecraft or something. And there'll be a Bible reading and they'll talk about how you can apply these learnings into life and stuff. On top of those events, we've also got Bible studies, which directly just is digging into the Bible, separate to games. We put the games aside for a minute and just dig into the Bible. So that's really where most people get stuff. They get filled up from the ministry. We have also written a course for how to actually evangelize online, how to be a Christian leader in the online space. So that's also another cool thing that we've started to do. But most of it is just about discipleship, when you come along each other in fellowship and just build each other up and kind of disciple each other through faith.
Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, it's just amazing to hear this, what's going on. And I'm a very big supporter of everything online, as my listeners would know. I love that space. I think so much can be done there. And of course, the human interaction, but you can't just, walk away from the possibility of what we can do online or even through groups like WhatsApp groups, whatever it is, but it's in that digital space. Let me ask you a question. Are you equipped to share your faith? Is your church ready to do the same? Our evangelism training helps both individual believers and church leaders foster a culture of evangelism. It equips everyday Christians to have natural faith conversations and provides pastors with the tools to train their church. With flexible online resources, you can learn at your own pace, anytime, anywhere. Don't leave evangelism to chance. Visit evangelisminaustralia.com to get started. What's been the hardest thing for you, like leading this ministry? What's two major challenges of it for you?
I think for me, the biggest challenge is time. Because I'm a full-time uni student, it's just finding time to actually do that. So that's probably the biggest challenge for me. But that's not really a ministry challenge. To answer your question a better way, probably actually editing videos and editing content. I'm not a techie guy. I know nothing about technology. So the fact that I'm actually trying to make videos and use social media, like before last year, I'd never even posted anything on social media. I would have no idea what I'm doing. So that's been a big challenge. I often have to rely on other people in our community and say like, hey guys, I'm trying to do this. Can someone please help me? So that's a big challenge for me.
That is very funny and gives us all hope.
Yes.
Gives us all hope. I kind of laugh at that because I think when I started podcasting, Theo, I didn't even know what a podcast was. And I just felt like the Lord had opened this avenue to encourage and equip people to share their faith. So I feel your pain there. And it is great hope because the Lord speaks to us to do things, and it doesn't mean we have all the gifts and all the sets of talents to do it, but he gives us the people and he teaches us along the way, and we become better at that. What's been one of the real big highlights for you now that you've been on the ministry for a while? Theosministry.com. I love it. What's been the highlights?
Obviously, I have to say, seeing people come to find Jesus is awesome. Every single time we see someone find Jesus and get integrated into our community and connect them into a church near their area, like it's just awesome. But there's probably one or two specific people that I can think of that have faced like really extreme circumstances. Like one that stands out, we had this kid come in and he was really depressed and suicidal. Even trying to take his own life a couple of times. Over the last year or so, he's been able to make steps and see a professional, and he's now like a professing Christian, and he's not suicidal anymore. It's just awesome just to see how far someone can come over such a short period of time. I think that's a real blessing.
Yeah, it's that power of community, isn't it? When you bring someone into a faith community, which is what you're doing. I know that doesn't look too traditional, like we would think of, the local church down the road.
Yeah.
Hard to be the local church when you've got people from all over the globe that you're intersecting with.
Yeah.
That is the power of community. Let's talk about that a little bit, about in the online space, this potential to actually form community with people. How does the ministry do that in terms of being proactive to go deeper with people, to draw them in, so to speak? Yeah,
we have certain like volunteers who help lead for us. The people who all over the world who have a level of spiritual maturity that are actually able to equip, and adults who have experience in dealing with situations, and we make it available for anyone to come and just have a conversation with just those leaders. So it's like you and 10 other leaders, and you can just be fed spiritual advice. We have a whole bunch of resources also linked to online psychologists and counselors, professionals that actually know what they're doing, because none of us are professionals. So we always say, please go here, find some real help. So that's probably one of the most important things. But then just being a listening ear and providing, wisdom that people may not have.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm really encouraged by the level of maturity of how you're telling me this is what you've got in place, and what's there within the ministry of what you're doing is fantastic. So thank you so much, because there's a lot of people being reached, and we appreciate you bringing that level of maturity. It's fantastic. It's just wonderful to hear about. How can people get involved? Because I'm thinking, there's got to be a lot of Christian gamers out there, and maybe they're young adults, maybe they're older, and they actually want to reach people for Jesus, and maybe this is a vehicle of them to get involved. How could they do that?
If you head to our website, theosministry.com, we have all the information about everything that we do with links everywhere. So you can head over there and find out, anything that you want to tune into, whether it's a YouTube video or a stream, or you actually want to get part of our community platform and then get involved in the Bible studies. Like, all the information is there. I'll often put announcements up saying like, we're running this certain event at this time. The best place to be is in our community center, because that's where those announcements go.
Yeah, how exciting. Okay, well, you've just heard it there from Theo. In fact, Theo's not your real name, but we won't let people know about that. But it is fantastic that is the name that everybody meets you online as Theo from Theos Ministry. So absolutely brilliant. How could people give? Because I'm just thinking, oh gosh, maybe there's business people listening. Maybe they want to give to an innovative ministry. How could people do that?
Yeah, on our website, there's a way that you can give, a donation portal on there. Any donations is awesome. It's such a blessing. We're currently trying to fund an administrator to be able to hop on and help us just do a whole bunch of admin stuff, because technology is crazy. If you want to head to our website, there's all the information that you'll need is on that website to give. If you do want to reach out to me, my email is also on the website, so you can contact me through my email. Always happy to provide any answers or questions if you need.
Yeah, great. That's fantastic. And I do want to encourage you as a listener. I just think that this is an opportunity to support the next generation. I know that a lot of our listeners might be a little older than Theo, who's in his 20s, and you might have some capacity to support this innovation, which I think is fantastic. So go ahead and do that. Tell us about the future of the ministry. Like, what are you seeing for the future? What's God put in your heart with it all?
We're actually looking into taking what we do from online space into real life people space. So instead of just doing stuff with games, we're going to reach out and do stuff in real life. So in-person evangelism, and try and teach people how to talk to people and actually bring up God in conversation, whether it's the funny metaphors that we talked about earlier or something different entirely. So we just want to educate people on how to actually go out and make disciples of all nations, right? Matthew 28. That's our goal.
Absolutely love it. That is a great answer, and I can just see by the smile on your face, the excitement of what God's birthed in your heart. So this has been awesome to talk to you in Brisbane, where it's perfect one day and a better one day, lovely one day, perfect the next, whatever it is. I'm a little bit jealous because I'm in Melbourne. But thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you so much, Tina.